No sound. Is there sound now on YouTube? Let me know about sound on YouTube. How about on TikTok? Are you hearing noise on TikTok? You can hear me now? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Baker. Thank you. Welcome. All right, good. I'm glad I didn't start. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. I speak English. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right. So, this is your Phoenix Renewal Hour. If you're just finding me, hello, welcome in. I am Jill, and we are coming to you every weekday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We look at our daily astrology. We bring in some Buddhist and yogic wisdom, and I have real conversations with you about the life building of what you actually want and what I actually want. Welcome in. So, thank you. Thank you so much. I am in the United States. I am in Arizona, and this is your Phoenix Renewal Hour. Yes. Oh, welcome in. Welcome in. So happy everybody's here. I do want to do a little bit of a celebration tonight because last night I was talking about how I was trying to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok last night, and I did. And so I just want to thank everybody for helping me reach that goal. I am so happy about this. So now I'm kind of playing around with the tools on the back end to kind of see what's going on. And I need to get to 500 on YouTube. I'm at like 169 maybe. So welcome in, welcome in. So if you are not following, liking, or subscribing yet, please make sure you are doing so, and make sure you are liking and sharing this out on TikTok. Hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. Put the mic closer. How close? I wonder. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Hopefully the sound is all right now, guys. Oh, welcome, Talcador. Hopefully we all can be friends. All right. So I'm really excited about getting to that goal yesterday. That was awesome. Sound is great. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, so I have to start here tonight. Last night was the last quarter moon in Taurus. On a night where we talked about releasing our doubt, self-doubt possibly, right? About making room for what's coming. Hi, welcome in. And then we hit 1,000 followers, right? Like that's what the stars are telling us to do. Put it out there, release that self-doubt, and do the daily work, right? And that's what I've been doing and talking about on every single live, right? And so with that third, the last quarter moon in Taurus, it felt like it came true, right? I was getting blessed by my efforts of showing up every single day. So hopefully that encourages you to show up every day for whatever it is that you're trying to build in your personal life so that you feel satisfaction and fulfillment in your life, right? So, yay! I'm really happy to announce that. So 1,000. That's great. And I want to tell you what that actually means to me because it's not about really the number. The number is just a number, right? And what it means is that 1,000 people decided that what I'm doing here is worth following. 1,000 people said, yes, thank you. And I want to come back, right? I want to hear what she has to say tomorrow. So, oh my goodness, thank you so much for that. I am truly just full of gratitude because I do think about this so hard and I really want to make this valuable for you. Hi, welcome. So it's not a small thing for me. That's truly just, it is everything. That is everything. And I and I wanted to make sure that I addressed it and said thank you. Thank you so much. I really started this show, this Phoenix Renewal Hour, with nothing. I have a call center job. I dream about building this village in Minnesota that doesn't even exist yet. I have this childhood memory of a little girl who used to imagine, and this is in the 80s, okay, having a TV show where she just talked to people before YouTube ever existed, before there was live streaming, right? That didn't happen in the 80s. That little girl, she couldn't name what she was seeing, but she saw it, right? Right? What is the secret in your smile? Oh my gosh, being here with you guys, 100%. Thank you. Thank you. So that little girl, of course, is me and grew up to growing to 1,000 followers on the TikTok account that I just started just by showing up here every single day and just talking about the things that I believe in that have guided me, and I hope will guide you guys into your best possible life, right? Because that's truly the whole idea. So there we go. There we go. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. Hi. Hi. Happy you joined today. So let's keep going. So drop a fire emoji if you were here last night when we hit 1,000. I want to know who was in the room for this because I personally want to thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So thanks for coming in. I wonder if you were here when I and joined and followed last night. Hello, hello. All right, so let's go over what tonight's astrology is because the fact that we hit 1,000 last night, Sun trine Saturn is exact tonight. That's not a coincidence. All right, so the cosmos has a sense of humor, right? And it is always, always on time. On time. Where am I from? I am in Arizona. Yeah, so trine the sun trine Saturn is exact at 10:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Okay, so it's coming up very soon. Sun Leo or Leo Sun, your bold, authentic, creative self in perfect harmony with Saturn in Aries, the planet of disciplined and earned mastery and long term building. A trine is pure harmony. So when we say trine, we're talking about two planetary energies that work together in harmony. Okay, so these two energies, they are not in competition, not tonight, right? They are in agreement. And what they are agreeing on is this, right? The work that you have been doing consistently, quietly, on days when nobody is watching, right? On the days when the numbers maybe felt discouraging, on the days when the voice said, "Gosh, this really isn't working out for me." Um, that's the work that builds to things like 1,000 followers, right? Very quickly. It's not happening all at once. It doesn't happen all in one brilliant night, not in one viral moment. How many people actually get viral moments? It's the showing up, it's the daily showing up every single day, right? So, Sun trine Saturn says consistency is your superpower. All right. So, tonight it's getting its confirmation that the consistency will bring results. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. So there are other things happening tonight in the sky that are worth noting. So, first, Mercury's post retrograde shadow ends today. If you remember, Mercury went retrograde in Cancer June 29th and went back to direct July 23rd. And today, the shadow period of that like lingering fog from that event, it actually clears up. So communication channels are completely restored. The words that have been maybe stuck, um, those should be able to freely move forward, right? Um, let's see. The other thing happening in the sky tonight, the moon is in late Taurus today, moving void into the Gemini tonight. So, moon conjunct Uranus earlier today jolted the emotional atmosphere awake. You may have felt a sudden shift in your perspective in the middle of the day today. Okay, hello. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, all right. So if you are on TikTok, looks like we did get a flash goal for 3 gifters to do a heart puff. If you would be so kind, I would love to get a little heart puff from you. But what I would really, really like is some tapping on the screen. It doesn't cost anything to show a little bit of love. I would love it if you would show some likes and share this out. Really would appreciate that. Thank you, TikTok. I appreciate you guys. So, the moon is conjunct Uranus earlier today, jolted the emotional atmosphere awake. You may have felt a sudden shift in your perspective today, something that made a tired pattern suddenly impossible to ignore. That's the cosmos moving things around and making room for that eclipse that's coming up, right? So, speaking of which, the eclipse is in 6 days. The solar eclipse in Leo is 6 days away. So, mark your calendars for that. That's August 12th. August 12th. I'm going to be talking about it every single night up until then, so that we can be prepared for what to do during that eclipse period. Okay. Hi, welcome in. Thank you so much. Mwah, 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 mwah. Let's get some likes. Let's get some likes in the room. I really appreciate the likes. Tap, 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 tap. Thank you. Oh my goodness. All right. What else are we talking about? All right, so tonight, what we're going to plant is what we've been building, whatever intention that you've been carrying, whatever you were asked to release under the last quarter moon last night. The eclipse is going to accelerate that. Okay, it's going to accelerate all of it, all these intentions. So get ready. So that's what we're working our way through during the next 6 days to prepare for this whole eclipse season. Thank you so much for liking the live. Keep it up. I appreciate you. Yes. Hello. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. So, what has your consistent daily work been building that you haven't given yourself credit for yet? Tell me, Sun Trine Saturn wants to celebrate this as a win, that you're showing up every day, doing the work. I'm doing well, Jamal. How are you? Dia, hello. Oh, right. Sight at the moment. Hello, hello. So, what can we celebrate about you? What daily work are you doing to get to your goal? Drop that in the comments. Let's celebrate that progress, because we never feel like that gets celebrated. We get through that inspiration, that high fire stage, when we're coming up with our ideas of things we want to accomplish, things we want to do, right? And then we got to do the work to get to it, and doing the work is not always the most fun part, and it's the unglamorous part, right? And we never celebrate that, but it's that unglamorous day-to-day work that we have to do to build whatever it is we need to build, that we do need to celebrate, because that is what makes what we want lasting. It builds that foundation, and that's what Taurus is from Morocco. Taurus is foundation building. It is the earth. right? Aw, thank you, Jamal. Right? Okay, so think about that. Celebrate those things. That is a win. Hello, Flores. Welcome. Right? So celebrate it because I celebrate you. And celebrate me too because I show up here every day to for my daily grind, for my building up my work and my accomplishments and goals that I'm working towards. This is part of it. The showing up every single day right here, right? And so let's celebrate that because, gosh, it needs some acknowledgement because truly it is what builds the foundation of our hopes and dreams, right? I am doing very, very well. How are you all doing tonight? Tell me how you're feeling. Did you feel that energy shift? Are you preparing also for building something with our sky's blessing? Oh, I only speak in English. My stepfather is Portuguese, though. I grew up with that culture. Yeah. So another thing that I do for my daily practice to get to my goals and everything is I practice Buddhism and I sit with one teaching. Yes, well, thank you. One teaching every day that kind of solidifies what I really need to be doing in my life, right? So today's teaching is exactly for this moment. It's a teaching actually from Aristotle. So this is a teaching that is embraced across Buddhist and Stoic philosophy. And it is we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit, right? Daniel, no, I am not. Um, so I want you to hold on to this quote from Aristotle. And I'll say it again. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit, right? I didn't build 1,000 followers on TikTok overnight. It didn't happen because of one night going viral, right? It happened because of the nights I showed up when I didn't feel like it, which is a lot of nights because I do only come on Monday through Friday. And that's also when I work is Monday through Friday. And I come on here after my job, after my day job, right? So I'm exhausted, but I believe in this so much that I show up every single day because I know that that is what's going to teach me how to be a better live host, teach me how to be a better teacher, help refine the things that we talk about. And it just comes from daily practice because it's something that I've always wanted to do was to be able to teach something that I believe in to the people that care about that topic, right? Not just the ones that love me and want to marry me, right? People that actually care about personal transformation, right? Excellence is not an act, it is a habit. The 1,000 followers on TikTok is not my destination. It's just evidence of the habit that I have been doing, right? Right? Welcome in. Hello. So, here's what I want to say to every woman in this live tonight who is in the middle of her own chop wood, carry water season. The season before the 1,000, before the milestone, before anyone can see what you're building yet. The Buddhist and Stoic wisdom and traditions agree on this, right? If you be that you become what it is that you repeatedly do. Okay. So it's not about what you do one time, right? You can do something once brilliantly. Absolutely. We've all had those moments of genius where things just really work out to work out when you're presenting it or whatever you're doing. But what you do consistently with devotion when no one is applauding, that's what really counts. And that's what builds a lasting foundation, right? So keep going. The evidence is coming. Sun trine Saturn. Sun trine Saturn is making this promise, right? So the inner work of figuring out what it is that you're actually wanting to build, what your real dream is, what your authentic life looks like, that is the whole heart and soul of my journal called My Journey to Myself. This was written for the intention of women going through transition. I wrote this based on my own personal struggles. I went through this transformation of living in a house full of children and a husband, and I decided that I didn't need to live in a house where I was actually being, like it was a bad situation for me. And so I had to go. And then I was left in this empty house with no plan, no idea what I liked, because I spent my whole life being the wife for my husband and doing anything and everything they wanted and not developing any not skills, but loves and interests of my own. And then raising children, taking care of all of them and their hobbies, you just get lost in the mix somewhere. And I figured I'm not the only woman who's gone through this. Now all the kids are gone. Like, what do you do now? So it has 10 sections guiding you through here and 40 questions in each section. So that is 400 journal prompts to help you dig deep inside yourself to figure out who you are and what makes you tick. Okay. And that is linked in my bio in the link tree. It is sold on Amazon. You can get a physical copy or get it on Kindle, whatever works for you. But it is so important to ask yourself those questions as you go through a transitionary period to figure out what it is that you want for your life, right? Because we don't want to keep ourselves in bad situations where we're being harmed, like I was. You need to go and be safe and then learn about yourself when you're in a safe environment, right? So we have a really hard time developing ourselves when we're in an abusive situation, right? So when we get out of that, which you can, like I did, there's light at the end of the tunnel. It takes time, a lot of healing, but this helps with the healing. Okay, so I just want to let you know that that's available to you if that's something you're interested in. Check it out, it's in my bio. It might even be linked in the description. I don't even remember what I put in there, but it is for sure linked in my link tree. So, anyway, let's take a look. The other practice that we want to make sure that we're doing for our personal healing and journey is yoga, because our emotions get trapped in our body if we don't deal with them. Oh, Rose, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Moya, thank you. I appreciate that. And make sure you guys are all liking and sharing this live out. I want to get as many folks in the room as possible. Let's have a great show tonight. Hi, Chick Point. Welcome in. Happy to see you. How is your music? Aw. Make sure you're following Chick Point and listening to his music. It's beautiful and fun. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Hello. Good morning, Mateo. Welcome in. Welcome in. So today's yoga is going to be Warrior Two. And you know how I have a really hard time pronouncing it, but I will try and say it, but you have to forgive me because I am an American raised in America and don't speak Indian. So I am doing my best and I am really trying to say it right. So it's about 100 letters, maybe not, maybe more like 15. Vira Ba Virabhadrasana 2. Warrior 2. Okay, so that is the yoga pose for today, and we'll talk about that and why. Okay, so let's see. If you know what Warrior 2 is, this is where you stand up with both your arms stretched out, like really far, like one way out far front, way out far back, right? And then you're kind of like in a squat, and you've got your your feet are like really wide apart, right? And maybe 3 or 4 feet apart, and you turn your right foot out to the side and bend your right knee right over your ankle, and your left foot stays parallel or starts like maybe a little bit turned in, and then and then you just look out, and then you'll switch sides, right? But what you want to do here is the reason we're picking Warrior 2 with the astrology of Sun trine Saturn tonight. There's a reason. Okay. So Warrior 1 plants the flag, says, hey, I am starting this. Warrior 2 is what holds the ground. Okay. So it says, I'm staying. One arm reaches forward toward where you're going, right? One arm reaches back, honoring where you have been, and your gaze is fixed forward, right? Not at the ground or the ceiling, on the horizon, on what's coming, right? So when you're in these poses, and this one in particular, let's do it with 5 breaths in and out, nice and slow. And you're going to feel a burn in your front leg. And your burn is your discipline, right? That's your discipline. The Sun trine Saturn right there in your body. Yeah, the consistent work. You don't have to enjoy it, you just have to hold it there. And then you release it and you come back to center, and that's what it is. That's your daily work, and that's 1,000 followers, right? For coming back daily after what? What's it been, like 4 weeks of showing up 4 to 5 days a week, because God knows that I'm not so perfect, and I didn't show up every Monday through Friday. I tell you, I did take some Fridays and have some happy hour instead. You know, stuff happens, but we have to celebrate when we do show up and we do go into our Warrior 2 and hold our ground. Right? So maybe today's yoga wasn't healing something that's stuck in our body, like that forward fold that we did earlier this week, and we opened up our back because all that stuck energy in our back, right? Sometimes it's about the endurance of doing the daily grind, right? Thank you. Welcome in. Welcome in. So make sure that you are thinking of these things. This is why I like yoga and Buddhism, mixing it in with the astrology, because it makes it so much more practical. Like, I know what to do with it now, right? I That's how it is for me anyway. That's why I teach it this way. I don't do just straight astrology because I don't feel like it gives enough explanation. I need a little bit more. Maybe because I need more explanations for things to understand, right? But I can't be alone. I like to make things practical. But beyond practicality, we do have our big dreams. And I want to talk about mine for a little bit. Do you want to talk about your dream too, or hear about mine? I've been talking all week about something that I have been building in my mind. And the more that I think about it, the more I realize I've been building this for years. This isn't just a fresh idea I came up with. It's something that I really feel like could come to fruition. So you want to hear it? You want to talk about it? My name is Jill. This is your Phoenix Renewal Hour. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you. So, my dream, my plan, my real plan is this. I'm moving to Minnesota in January, and I want to live there because that's where a lot of my siblings live, and I want to be close to my family. But while I'm there, I want my whole life, my whole income to revolve around this, around social media, my books, my app that I'm making to help you with your natal chart and know what to do with it. I'm building a whole lot of things, right? And so I'm hoping, dreaming, and working towards really, thank you, working towards building enough income doing this to live on and not have to look for a job when I get there, and I can start building on my dream and making it part of even this show. So that dream is to buy a big plot of land and build a little mushroom village, town square, everything. And it would be 100% exclusive. It would be like a resort. And people could do a daily like resort pass, maybe get a wristband, but we would have wonderful things inside. Can you imagine walking through cobblestone streets in a little village with little mushroom houses? And you get into a town square, and there's my grandma Opal's bakery. And we're baking fresh pies and tarts with berries and fruit from the garden. Because, yes, we have gardens. And you're going to come here because not just because you want to stay in a little mushroom cottage, but because you want to be one with nature. We're built in the forest there. We're not in the city, we're in the countryside, in the forest. And we're getting one with nature. We're going to do activities that bring us closer to nature. We'll have nighttime sound baths, right? We'll look at the aurora borealis when it's that time of year. Cookouts and fires and s'mores or whatever, right? So the the whole thing of this dream is just for, you know, what is happening here? I'm sorry. Something happened on my screen I couldn't figure out. Okay. Um, but I feel like that is such a wonderful dream to have. And I feel like it is absolutely achievable between now and January. I bet that I can turn this social media brand, all of these things into real livable income. And I won't have to work for somebody else when it's time for me to change states that I live in, right? So this is it, right? This is the big dream. This is my big dream. And there's a lot that I can do with it. So I want to build this community. I don't feel like this is abstract. I feel like I can literally build a community of women in transformation. And in the process of that, I transform my life too. I go through my own personal journey, and we do our journeys together, supporting each other with our hopes and our dreams, right? Making things a reality. I talked about how I wrote that book, My Journey to Myself, with 400 journal prompts, right? Because I want you to be able to ask yourself those questions and make sure that you can get into your own journey to what you love and want to build. And eventually you can build something of your own. You can start making your own income right now. Linked in my bio in the link tree, as well as this AI Side Hustles for Women Over 40. It is a practical guide, not just ideas, practical. It tells you step by step how to actually start earning income from home right now using free or low cost tools. So check these things in my bio, because not only do I want to break free from having to work for somebody else, I know that I'm not the only one who feels this way, and people want to find ways. There's so many YouTube channels out there built specifically on how to build a specific type of business with AI. This has like a ton. of different businesses in it. And it's in a book that's going to cost you $4, I think, on Kindle. $4 right now, I think I'm selling this for, just so that people can get their hands on it. I don't even earn a profit with that. It all goes to Amazon for the $4. I think it's for the first few sales. And then after that, it bumps up to $9.99. Then I'll start actually getting a little bit of a royalty off of that. But that's something you can do. It's full of ideas, full of things that you can do today to start building income today. We all want that for ourselves. We all want something that we can hold in our hand and say, that's mine. I made this. And how much satisfaction and achievement do you feel when you actually can build something of your own and then show it to somebody? Right? And then maybe it helps somebody, right? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build things that help everyone else, that's just my thing. So, what are you trying to build? Have you been thinking about building something of your own? What's on the agenda? What do we have going on, ladies? Are we getting ourselves together? What have we got going on? So let me know in the comments. I want to know exactly what you have been building for yourself. What lights you up? What's your fiery thing? I love teaching. I love the astrology, learning all about this. This is something new for me. I'm just learning all this astrology stuff. I think it's so much fun to learn. And then, I've been practicing Buddhism and yoga for years and years and years because that really keeps me grounded and not so. I think I moved into Buddhism because I grew up a Christian and with really extremely judgmental mother, and it rubbed off on me. Like I became a extremely judgmental person too, and then I I had to learn to get rid of my ego and stop judging other people for things that they're doing because you don't know what's happening in their lives. You have no idea what's going on with people. So, like, just figure yourself out, right? And that's why I come on here too. Like, I'm just vulnerable and honest with you about the things that go on in my life and what my hopes and dreams of, no matter how silly it might sound. Because I tell you all this because I know that even if you might not speak up, you might be encouraged by it anyway. Right? So we try and be our most authentic selves. And in the stars, what's happening, we're talking about some major global changes. Some major changes are coming for the whole collective. And it's about becoming more of a community again, like we were decades ago, just merely decades ago, not hundreds of years ago, decades ago. And we're going to switch it back up. We're going to get rid of this patriarchal way of being, this capitalistic, greedy, let's not love on each other crap that's going on in the world, right? So we are moving more of a matriarchal, we're moving towards more of a matriarchal society, more inclusive, more caring, more about making sure everybody is getting taken care of and has what they need. And we move towards that as a society instead of so much greed that is just causing people to go hungry and homeless, right? So that is what I'm trying to help everybody towards building that community, getting used to having community. And I'm so encouraged because I see a lot of posts coming up lately about, hey, if you're in the whatever area, we're doing this kind of event. If you're into this and this and this, we're doing this. And it's about shared interests and being a woman or whatever, to be in your niche and get to know people like you that you can help or can help you, build that network of community instead of just being glued to the TV or cell phones, movies, sports, what's happening in the government, what's happening in, politics. That is all smoke and mirrors to keep us all distracted, right? And so we need to really start looking inward so that we can solve ourselves, and that will help outward. That'll help the outward world, because the more we all together start trying to help ourselves and improve, like our souls, get closer to enlightenment, get rid of ego and think of how we can serve others, um, the better off we'll be overall. And more people will be open to it, right? Because the more that are doing it, the more are doing it, and everybody's going to figure it out sooner or later. So I see good things happening. I see that there's a black and white, a polarity to things too. So when something crumbles, something else has to come up, right? So we're seeing the paternal systems crumbling, and the maternal is building up, and it's the polarity, it's the yin and the yang, and that's normal, and that's okay, and it's just the flow of life, and we just got to go with the flow because we're here for the ride, right? We're spiritual beings having a human experience, and we are here for this experience. We chose to be here on earth during this time. And because it is this matrix, we know that we have cheat codes in the sky. And that's why we look at our astrology every day. So it gives us some guidance in this matrix video game that we live in. And it has its ups and downs. And we're here for this experience. We chose to be here. So we just got to do our best, learn what we can from it, help others, grow in your love, and be kind. Be kind to yourself and love yourself. Because the more you love yourself and are happy with yourself, the kinder you're going to be to everybody around you. As we all have heard in the past, hurt people hurt people. So if we can start loving ourselves when we know, especially because maybe we are a hurt person. I'm a hurt person. I've been through trauma and abuse, but I'm not a hurt person who's going to hurt people, because I wanted to heal myself, because I know there's other hurt people out there that need healing too. And I want to bring love and healing to everyone that I can, right? Thank you, Desert Lover. It's sunscreen. So, yeah, yeah. So, I'm also a little bit of a comedian, Desert Lover. Yes, what is this? He or she, I don't know, is what is the secret of my beauty? And I said sunscreen. I crack myself up because I am just a jolly kind of girl, I guess. Thank you. All right, everybody, let's see. So, what happened today? Sun trine Saturn is exact at 10:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. And what I want you to carry into the rest of your Thursday is this: somewhere in your life, something you have been building consistently and quietly is reaching its confirmation point. Maybe it already happened today and you haven't even realized it yet. Maybe it's coming tonight. Maybe it's coming in the next week with the eclipse, right? 6 days away. But the cosmos does not miss. The work is always being recorded. The consistency is always building upon, right? Compound interest. We're getting compound interest in the universe for our consistent work, right? The results will show up with consistent work, right? And the Sun trine Saturn tonight says it was worth it, right? And it is still worth it. So keep going. Keep going on your little baby steps all the way to building that foundation, whatever it is that you're building, whatever your dream is. Mercury's post retrograde Saturn ends today, right? Which means the words that you've been searching for, they find themselves, and that's a great thing. Communication is key. We want to keep our communication flowing, right? And we want it to be authentic and true, right? So say the thing, write the thing, do it all, right? Post it. If that's what you're doing, you're trying to be a content creator, post it. Go live. It's easy. Going live is not a big deal. Just hit live, talk. I write a little bit of an outline, obviously, because it keeps me having something to say, because not everybody talks to you in the comments when you get started, right? So just start. It's okay. So you just have to keep going. You just have to keep going, because the clarity is complete. And the solar eclipse in Leo is 6 days a week. So come back tomorrow, Friday at 5 p.m., and we are going to start the final countdown. Before I do let you go, both of my books are in the description of the video and linked in my bio on my link tree. This is your 400 prompt guided journal and your AI side hustle. So real income and the steps to get there, not just theory. This is actual practical steps that work right now today with today's AI. Okay, so your dream needs money, baby. Your dream needs money. So that's what that's for. So make yourself some money, build your dream. We'll do it together. I'm here to encourage you. You're here to encourage me. It's reciprocal, right? Right? Good morning. Welcome in. So we're all here together. We all have our own dreams. We're going through personal transformations. We're trying to be the best that we can be. We're trying to get through the fucking day, right? Like, let's do this. We are human beings. We're doing the best we can. Let's help each other out. You help me, I'm helping you. We got this. You got this. You got this. See you guys tomorrow. I think you're going to like what's happening. I'm really excited. Also, 8/8's coming up. Get ready for that. A little fun with numerology, right? All right, guys, I love you so much. Make sure you are following, liking, subscribing, all the things. I will be here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have a good night, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.